Yo, what's happening, Raider Nation? It's your boy Soto here. You know what it is. Raiders versus the world. Talked about a team that the world loves to hate, your Las Vegas Raiders. All right, your boy Soto, he's playing hurt, okay? My voice is in and out, so this may not be such a long video. I'm going to do it as long as my voice allows, but I wanted to make sure I get this video out to you guys like I try to do every single day. If I miss a day, you know it's something that's really happened that's super important. But we can see how long we go today, and I'm here just for you guys. Okay, so next day after the loss, it's not feeling any better, all right? The issues that we saw going into the preseason are the same issues that we see now. The offensive line is a concern. Our secondary is continuing to make mistakes, and our defensive line is not getting steady pressure on the quarterback the way we need it to. There is no reason why this Commanders team should have scored as many points. We actually have seen regression in our special teams. We just couldn't cover. We couldn't cover kicks. The opening kickoff went back down to the Commanders' 27-yard line. They got an easy touchdown after that. And then we had a punt return against us for a touchdown. Look, these are all things that can be fixed. The problem is you're running out of that excuse, okay? You should be, as a team, getting better and fixing little holes and not creating new ones. The secondary having an issue covering, that's a new one. The defensive line not getting pressure in the regular season, at least, that's a new one. The offensive line is not new. Today, I want to take a look at what some of the players thought in the post-game scrum and also what can realistically be done to fix some of these issues. We're going to get to all that. But before we do, I want to make sure everyone please like, comment, and subscribe to this video. It's the next way to support the channel. It's absolutely free. And it's the bare minimum you can do to support the channel besides doing nothing, just watch the video. On top of that, the Shield Society, you all know what it is already. Shield Society is a membership. It's $5 a month. If you want to do it, you can do it. Great. If you can't do it or don't want to, that's great too. I'm still going to give you videos. What are the big selling points for the Shield Society? Not only do you have a community, nice tight-knit community of Raider Nation, but you also get the videos right away. As soon as I upload them, you get them. On top of that, you get the free watch party every single week with me, just Shield Society members. On top of that, you have a chance to be on the video yourself. I post a link to hop on if you want to make your analysis. Any comments, questions, anything like that, or just say what's up to the boys, you can do that too. Guys, if you can do it, awesome. If not, that's fine too. All right, first up, Trey Tucker, breakout game for him. 3 touchdowns. I'm not worried about the 2, being in junk. He still had to get open, okay? The garbage time touchdowns for players aren't such a big deal because the opposing team is still trying to stop them. It's a little bit lesser for like quarterbacks, I think, just because it's not their real, stop you defense. It's more of a slow you down defense. But the things that Trey Tucker did throughout the entire game, not just the touchdowns, are something huge. He's learning to get open in space. He's running crisper routes, and he's hanging on to the ball. This is a guy that I was really hard on in the preseason. I'm like, dude, this guy needs to really step up in this year because next year is going to be his contract year. We need to figure out if we're going to pay him or let him walk. And if he keeps continuing to do what he's doing now, being a focal point of this offense and being a guy that Geno Smith can rely on, things are looking good for Trey Tucker. Let's hear what he had to say about the game.
At the end of the day, really winning and losing, that's what matters most to me, Been here for a couple years and, all the personal things, that's just more of like what you do in the offseason. But at the end of the day, I just want to win. So, unfortunately, we didn't get that done. And the goal is obviously to come back next week at home and get it done.
Obviously, you had some big plays, but the consistency of the offense isn't there. I guess what do you think is kind of missing from that?
Yeah, I think we just need to do a little extra, and I think, like I said earlier, Pete and all the guys, we practice really hard and we practice hard throughout the week, but at the end of the day, this is the NFL, so just practicing hard sometimes doesn't get it done. You got to go a little harder, and I think we all do, especially as an offensive standpoint, to get on the same page and hopefully, get this thing rolling, because we know we can be a good offense and we know we can be explosive and all that. So
you've been kind of knocking at the door of a game like this. Did you kind of feel it coming?
I think it goes back to just having the mindset of each game. Each game, you want a game like that. And at the end of the day, if you set your sights high, you end up with a game like that. So every game I go out there, the goal is to obviously perform my best, obviously for my teammates, for the team, but also, just understanding that any game can be like that.
Obviously on the stat sheet, it was your best game. Do you think it was the best game you played as a pro?
I got to watch the film. Stats sometimes can be misleading, but at the end of the day, it felt well. All the targets that came my way, you end up with them. So at the end of the day, it's a pretty good day.
After a loss like this, do you take this with you in the week of practice as you get ready for the Bears, or do you just watch the film and flush it?
I think a little bit of both. I think, you have to watch the film to get the corrections. What is it that we need to do? Because the film doesn't lie. So And then at the end of the day, like just like a win, you just flush it and get ready for the next week. It's a 17-game season. We're only in week 3. We're going on to week 4. So at the end of the day, get the corrections, figure out what we need to do and get ready for the play for the Bears.
When the offensive line is struggling like they were today, what's the talk amongst the receiver group of how to kind of maybe get the offense going in lieu of that?
Just doing our part. At the end of the day, that's their unit. So, I don't look too much at what they're doing. Are we handling our part? There's a couple runs today that, I needed to go in and do what I needed to do, and I didn't. So at the end of the day, as a receiver, we got to be physical in the run game, to help those guys out, just to get the runs to pop.
Veteran stuff from Trey Tucker. It's true. One of the things that he said that I really wanted to highlight is stats can be misleading. Look, he got 2 touchdowns late in the game. Before those touchdowns, in 3 quarters, we scored 10 points. We have yet to play a complete game. The first game of the season was pretty much the most complete game we've played. We played a really good second half, only allowing 3 points. We scored 20 points on our own. The second game, defense was pretty damn good again, and only 3 points after half, but we only managed 3 field goals. This game, I'm not counting those 2 touchdowns as something we can really build off of, okay? Because again, it's against a prevent defense. But 3 quarters, 10 points. We had already given up 34 at that time. It's just not something that we can rely on moving forward and really hang our hat. What can we hang our hat on as a team? What's an identity of this team? Can we hang our hat on our defense? Well, we just gave up 41 points. Can we hang our hat on our special teams? We just gave up 2 long runs, one of them being a touchdown. Can we hang our hat on our offense? Well, we only scored 10 points when the game really counted. The game was really close. And last week we only scored 3 field goals. We really can't count on one singular thing and say, okay, this is something we could put our stamp on and we're going to move forward with this. Every game we're going to bring at least this. And effort's just not going to cut it, okay? Effort is what gets you in the door, all right? Of course, you have to have talent, but the effort has to be there regardless. That's not anything you should point to. Oh, this team plays hard. Yeah, every team plays hard. You know what happens when teams don't play hard? You beat them 63-20 or something like that on Thursday night and get the coach fired. That's what happens when teams don't play hard in the NFL. Every team plays hard. So I don't want to hear that nonsense. Well, the team's playing hard. Yeah, who cares? That doesn't matter. What were the results coming from that hard play? A lot of it's coaching. A lot of it's execution of the offense. A lot of it is just being opportunistic and taking advantage of what you need to take advantage of. There was a big moment early in, I believe it was the second quarter, when Marcus Mariota threw a pass that bounced off of Deebo Samuel, and it should have been picked by Isaiah Polamalu. It would set us up right around the 30-yard line. It could have been a huge opportunity for us to go up early and put a lot of pressure on this offense. The Commanders' offense, they were running the ball almost religiously in the first half. They ran quite a bit. If we would have taken the lead early, it may have gotten them out of that mode into more of a passing mode and maybe gotten Marcus Mariota into throwing more dangerous balls. That's the issue when you have these opportunities come up and you don't take advantage of them. I said in the defensive lead up to the game that I released on, I believe, Friday, I said, if Marcus Mariota is starting, he's going to give you a couple of opportunities. Not only did he fumble, but he almost threw an interception. You have to take advantage of those, especially on the road, especially against a really good team who made it to the NFC Championship game last season. Those 2 late touchdowns really didn't help us in the game, but that really helped us in the over-under. Now, Washington kind of almost did it on its own. It was over-under was 43.5, and I took the over, and boy, did I cash in. Now, I cashed in using MyBookie. MyBookie is great. It's the only app that I use. They have a strong partnership right now with Raiders vs. the World, and if you want to help support me and help support this channel, go support MyBookie. Here's the cool thing. For Raiders vs. the World subscribers, okay, if you use the code SOTO, SOTO, the promo code SOTO, my last name, when you sign up and you deposit at least $50 up to $500, MyBookie is going to match that in the bet back bonus. What is the bet back bonus? Well, I'll tell you. It's basically a free bet. You put the money in there and you use your bet back bonus, and if you win, you get all the winnings. If you don't win, guess what happens? It just goes away, and it's not any of your regular deposited money. Who else is going to give you that? It's a great deal for you to jump in with all 10 toes and both feet to see if you can get some action. They also have casino games. Help me out, man. Go support the channel by checking out MyBookie. Make sure you're over 21. Also, make sure that's available in your area. And also, if you have an issue, maybe go talk to somebody, okay? This is for entertainment purposes only. One player that I really feel I don't feel bad for him, but it's a shame that Ashton Jeanty has this much potential in him, and we're not doing anything for the guy. There was a video by Sanjeet where he said, "You'd be wasting Ashton Jeanty if you draft him because the offensive line is terrible." Now, I don't think we're wasting Ashton Jeanty, but we're not taking advantage of his abilities. 9 carries, 9 out of his 17 carries went for 1 yard or less. And it wasn't like he was running to the wrong hole or juking or trying to make too many moves. He was getting hit in the backfield consistently. Whenever he wasn't, he had averaged almost 7 yards a carry. So you got to be able to give this guy a chance. And this team is not giving Ashton Jeanty a chance consistently by how they're blocking for him. And it's just a shame because this guy has so much potential to be really great in this league. Let's hear what Ashton Jeanty had to say following the game in the post-game.
Some solid big runs. So, like, do you feel like you're getting to start a game, getting that momentum you're looking for?
Yeah, definitely. Just getting better, each and every single day, getting better with reps, with the game speed.
What can you say went wrong up front? Was it something they were doing on the other side that you didn't expect? Why was it so difficult at times? Why did they make it so difficult?
I mean, Washington, they got a good front seven. I mean, they got great players up there, but at the same time, we just got to be better. I mean, every single person find ways to get better. And, that starts with me too.
The lanes aren't necessarily there. How do you go about trying to create a spark in some way?
Just take what I got. Make a guy miss. Even if it's not going to be blocked perfect every single play. So sometimes you got to make somebody miss, break tackles, to get some yards.
Short and sweet by Ashton Jeanty, and ultimately he can't say what he wants to say. He can't say, this offensive line needs to give me a crease because when they do, I pop it. He can't say that because it's not being a good teammate, and he knows that he can't do that. But unfortunately, that's the case. When Ashton Jeanty was given the opportunity to at least get to the line of scrimmage without being hit, he was, a 7 yard a carry guy, running over guys, running around guys, breaking tackles, leaning forward, falling forward, getting extra yards. That's who he is. It's just very difficult to get yourself grooving when you're constantly having to dodge people in your own backfield. It's a shame. And I'm not letting the defense off the hook because the defense, this was the worst performance of this defense in a long time. This was not only giving up 41 points, well, let's say 34 points because one of them was a special teams touchdown. So 34 points, but you're giving up 34 points to a backup quarterback, to backup running back. Austin Eckler's out, right? You give up explosive play after explosive play. What do we talk about here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 explosive runs, 1, 2, 3 explosive passes. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Now I know how the Patriots defense felt after we had those 9 explosive plays against them. That's just can't happen. And you have Marcus Mariota here, who was sacked 1 time. He was only hit 3 times on, 21 pass attempts and 6 scrambles, 27 dropbacks. He was only hit 3 times. This is ridiculous. We just didn't get any pressure on the guy. We need to understand how we can get this to be not only fixed, but fixed permanently. We have to be able to hang our hat on something. And I thought the defense was what we were going to hang our hat on. But giving up 34 points to this team in 3 quarters is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. This can't happen. When you don't have one of the best players on the team playing, the most important player on the team, the quarterback, and you still get blown out, it's something that every person in this defense, including the coaches, including the assistants, including the head coach, need to look at each other squarely in the eye and say, what happened? How do we fix it? And all get on the same page to fix it. Maxx Crosby was not happy, and you know what? He shouldn't have been happy. Not only with the defense overall, but the defensive line play. Hitting a quarterback only 3 times and 27 dropbacks is absolutely ridiculous, especially when your guy got hit damn near 10 times. We need to go out there and fix this and figure out how we're going to fix it, because if we don't, we're going to be in serious trouble the rest of the season. Let's hear what Maxx Crosby had to say.
Oh, we just didn't play good enough in all 3 phases. It's just not our standard. We got to play better. We got to start fast and finish better. I feel like we had moments where we played well, but just overall, it just wasn't a good performance on all 3 levels.
Is there anything in particular in the first half, running game wise, that gave you guys trouble? What they were doing?
I mean, we didn't tackle very well. We just didn't do our job. You know what I mean? It wasn't good enough. So we got to look at the film.
Carroll said he would take the blame for not bouncing back very well from Monday night. Did you feel like sort of that turnaround wasn't where it should have been?
I mean, yeah. I mean, we didn't play well, so we just got to play better. It's as simple as that. Short week. There's no excuses. You know what I mean? Everybody has short weeks during the season. It's just how you prepare. We just got to play better. You know what I mean? There's never going to be excuses with this group. We know. Everybody knows we got to take accountability, and we got Chicago this week at home, so we got a lot of work to do until then.
I know it's only week 3, but do you get the here we go again feeling at all?
No,
or is it too
absolutely not. Absolutely not. We're focused on winning games, and we got to go do that again on Sunday.
Man, if I was Maxx Crosby, I would have slapped that freaking reporter across the eye. You tell me, here we go again, only in week 3? Tell me in week 12 if we've only won 1 or 2 games. Then you could tell me then. But right now, come on, man. It's still very early in the season. Here's the issue. It's still very early in the season, but, well, it's only week 3 heading into week 4. Let's just see how it plays out. Can turn into, well, it's only week 7 turning into week 8. Let's see how it plays out. It can turn into that very quickly. So you got to nip it in the bud right now. Allowing 6 yards a carry, allowing 200 rushing yards is just preposterous. It can't happen, especially with the group as talented as this. We were not in the vicinity of the running back till the second level, till the linebacker level on a lot of these plays. Then you have a lot of the linebackers on that long run by McNichols who just couldn't get him on the ground. McNichols just wanted it more, and it showed. We have to be able to figure out what was missing out of this game. And again, just like Maxx Crosby said, yeah, you had a short week. And now, was it a little bit unfortunate that we're coming out of a short week and the Commanders were coming off of an extra long week? Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. But we can't make that excuse, because then we're always going to find excuses. As soon as you make one excuse, you leave the door open for any number of excuses, because there's always going to be an excuse in the NFL. Always. This person's hurt, that person's hurt, we had this, we had that, they had this, they had that, the refs, everything. There's always an excuse. You have to push through that and make sure that you're better prepared. I am very concerned about the fact that a Pete Carroll team showed up this flat to start the game, showed up this bad to barely get 10 points in the first half. In the first 3 quarters, we didn't score in the third quarter. This is something that needs to change, and needs to change right away. We need to take a hard look at ourselves, whether you're Chip Kelly, whether you're Pete Carroll, whether you're Brendan Carroll, whether you're Patrick Graham, whoever you are. You need to take a long look at ourselves and be like, what are we doing that's not working? How do we fix it? Because right now, whatever we're doing, we can't just keep doing the same thing and wish for a different outcome. That's just insanity, and we just can't do it. Is it as simple as just focusing on certain things? Is it as simple as doing more film or focusing on tackling or simplifying the game plan? Is it that simple? I don't know. But what we have to do is figure out who are the right players to be on the field and get them on the field and get them playing as a cohesive unit, and quit trying to say this person, that person, there's a battle for this position or that. We got to stop that, okay? I think Jackson Powers-Johnson needs to be back in the game. Whatever he did to get himself in the doghouse, it must have been pretty bad, because Alex Kappa, as poorly as he's playing, is still in the game. Dylan Parham, as poorly as he's playing, is still in the game. Jackson Powers-Johnson can go in there, and I believe can do better than those 2 guys, hopefully. But he has to prove it in practice first before he can do it on the field. Hopefully this is something that's going to be corrected for this week. We move forward with the offensive line that we can piece together and make the best unit we have. Really big bummer, man. A bummer of a game, and something that we need to really focus on to fix moving forward. All right, guys, that's my time for today. Really appreciate you guys watching. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to this video. It's the next way to support the channel. It's absolutely free. And it's the bare minimum we can do to support the channel, besides we not just watch the video. On top of that, the Shield Society, you heard me talk about it. You know what it is. If you want to do it, great, do it. It's $5 a month. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. You don't have to do it. You still get a video every single day. You get the videos right away. You don't have to wait for them to be scheduled. Also, you get the watch party with me. On that watch party, you get to hear stuff. You get to hear me talk about things that I can't talk about on the regular shows. Trust me, it's pretty juicy. I talked about a lot of cool things the last game. If you want to get onto it, that's cool. If not, again, that's fine. On top of all that, you get a chance to be on the show yourself. It's really cool. You can hop on, give your analysis, say whatever you want to say what's up to the boys, complain, yell, vent, whatever you want to do. It's all good. It's all Shield Society members, and it's all Raider Nation. One last thing I need you to do for me, please. Tell your friends, tell your haters, tell your mamas, tell everybody. Raiders versus the world is the greatest thing going to Raider Nation today. All right, guys, that's my time. Till next time, everybody. Peace. Hey, Raider Nation. Thanks for watching. There's plenty more where that came from. Go ahead and smash that like button. Drop a comment. Make sure to subscribe and share to all your socials. It's the bare minimum you can do without doing absolutely nothing.